Stop it, Michael. Michael. Stop it. No. No.
Edie's been looking all over for you.
What's wrong?
I don't know, but she's awfully anxious to see you. She's in the dressing room now.
Thanks, Barney.
Pete, I'm so glad you're here. Come on in.
What is it?
Pete, this is June Holton.
Hello, June.
Mr. Gunn.
June's a very dear friend of mine, and she's in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Someone just made an attempt on her life.
When did this happen?
About an hour ago. I was coming home, and I was crossing the street in front of my apartment when this car pulled out from the curb. The driver deliberately tried to run me down.
Are you sure it was deliberate?
Oh, yes. I caught a glance of the car, and I saw the driver sitting in there watching me, waiting.
Did you recognize the driver?
No.
Well, let's talk about your friends.
What about them?
Can you think of any friend that might not be too friendly?
What do you mean?
Someone that might have a motive for wanting to kill her?
I don't know who that could be.
Why don't you tell me the rest of the story?
What story?
The one you're trying to avoid telling. That bad?
Edie, you're on.
All right, Pete.
June, it'd make it a lot easier if you just tell me what happened.
I've told you all I can.
I don't think you've given it half a try.
Let's forget it.
All right.
Mr. Gunn. Wait.
So you're the February girl.
The man who took this picture was Michael Delak. He was killed. I witnessed his murder.
Did you report that to the police?
No. No.
Why not? Why not, June?
I went there to kill him myself.
Why?
He killed my sister, Barbara.
Here, sit down.
We came here to make a name for ourselves. We got some jobs modeling. Everything went fine from the start. And then one day she met Michael Delak. She fell in love with him. But he didn't know the meaning of the word. And when he started to lose interest in Barbara, she couldn't understand. So she went to see him one night. I told her not to go, but she went. She told him how desperately she loved him. And he laughed at her.
What happened?
She came home and told me about it. Oh, she didn't cry or make a scene. She said goodnight and went to her room. I found her the next morning.
That's when you decided to kill Delak.
I went there to kill him. I went so far as to point a gun at him.
Then what?
There was a sound in the kitchen. He went there to investigate. As he opened the door, someone shot him.
Did you recognize the person?
No, I wasn't wearing my glasses. I can't see anything without them. But the killer doesn't know this. He obviously believes I can recognize him.
Why, obviously?
The man who killed Michael is trying to kill me. That calendar came out 3 days ago with my picture on it. The murderer must have recognized me.
Did she tell you all about it?
I think so. June, Delak must have been involved with quite a few models.
Yes.
Can you think of anyone that might have had a motive for killing him?
Not that I know of.
June, you better tell him.
I don't want to involve Tiny in this. He wouldn't do a thing like that.
Do you realize how much you're involved? The police could have a warrant out for your arrest in 5 minutes, and the way things are stacking up, they could make it stick. Now, who is Tiny?
Trumpet player. He was a friend of Barbara's. They went around for a while together. Nothing serious.
It might have been serious with Tiny. What's his last name?
Tiny Truex.
He's at the Checkered Cat.
You stay here with June till I get back, hmm?
Pete, thanks.
Later. I'd like to talk to you.
About what?
Photographer named Michael Delak.
Look, I've seen all the cops I'm going to see, and I've told them all I'm going to tell them.
I'm not a cop. My name's Gunn. Buy you a drink?
No.
Understand we've got a mutual friend, Tiny.
Do we?
Barbara Holton.
You're lying.
Am I?
I knew all her friends. She never mentioned you.
Well, I'm a friend of her sister's. Understand you and Barbara were pretty close.
We went together. We broke up.
Because of Michael Delak?
Whatever happened between us was our business.
Then why do the police keep asking so many questions?
Why don't you ask them?
I think it's pretty obvious, Tiny. They probably think you killed Delak.
Look.
You were saying?
I never met Delak. I just heard about him. You know why I never met him?
Why?
Because I would have broken his neck. Barbara came home one afternoon and told me about him. I listened to her. Got all chewed up inside. I wanted to go over there.
And what?
Big man's got a problem, Mr. Gunn.
Has he?
Gotta keep a little temper. Touch something, you might break it.
Like?
Like people keep asking me questions. Don't come back.
One and two and three and four and one and two and three and second position, please.
I'm tired.
You're not tired. You're a dynamo of energy and strength.
But my muscles.
You have no muscles. You have cords of velvet. Resume, please. And one and two and three and enter, please. And one and two. Peter! Петенька, здравствуй, дорогой, я так рад тебя видеть. Боже, как это... Здравствуй, Януша.
I'm fine, Stasik.
And one and two and three and four.
I'm cold.
Excuse me. You are not cold. You are the passion of beauty. You are a swan. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You're a lovely swan. She's a giraffe. Петя, я так рад, что ты пришел. Я тебе не могу сказать. You're just in time for dinner. You know, listen. I'll give you a little sturgeon, a little herring, some tea. Oh, better, let's make it beer for the occasion.
Now, some other time, Stasik, I need some information. Do you happen to know a photographer by the name of Michael Delak?
Not intimately, I'm happy to say.
Do you know if he had any close friends?
One, perhaps.
Why, perhaps?
Nobody wanted to be friends with Delak. He's something to be endured, not cherished.
So I've heard.
Yes, Delak was a paskudnik.
Translation?
And no goodnik.
Peter,
there is a reporter on a chronicle who has known very well Delak. His name is, Rector.
Can I find him at the paper?
At this time, you'll probably find him in his cups. He frequents the scribe's bar. He's a boozer who has solved the problem of the hangover. He stays drunk 24 hours a day.
Thanks, Stasik.
Aren't you staying for dinner?
Some other time, huh?
О, слушай, подожди, ну спасибо большое, что ты пришел. Я тебе страшно благодарен. Ты замечательный парень, я тебя обожаю. До свидания, дорогой. Please, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4.
I'm hungry.
Please, not while I'm eating. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4.
Marvin?
Ginger ale.
You're sick.
Could be.
Straight ginger ale?
Straight.
Sacrilege.
That bad?
Great men have sat where you were sitting.
Really?
Giants have slid off that very stool onto the floor in a 90-proof coma. Drink that and you break the spell.
What spell?
A legion of gloriously alcoholic journalists will slowly and inexorably start turning over in their respective graves.
You're Rector, aren't you?
I was when I came in. When I go out, I shall be someone else. That is the magic of this poison. Drink the elixir and you become a colossus. Tonight, I believe I shall go out of here as Paul Bunyan.
My name is Gunn. Peter Gunn.
I'm glad you're Peter Gunn. Must work out very nicely for you.
I understand you can give me some information.
I am a veritable font of information.
Were you a friend of Michael Delak's?
Alas, for Delak, I knew him well.
Did Delak have any enemies you can remember?
All men have enemies. It's your friends of whom you must be wary.
How's that?
Michael was exceptionally friendly with all the young ladies who worked for him. Of course, Michael was also a dilettante, and his affections were apt to wane.
So?
It is possible that one of his coterie of beauties took exception to his rather transitory affections.
And tried to kill him?
A theory.
Doesn't play.
Really?
There's evidence that the murder was committed by a man.
Evidence? Sounds like a story.
Could be.
I could use a good story.
Well, if I could find the name of a likely suspect, you might get an exclusive.
It's an interesting possibility.
Did Delak have any friends?
Michael kept a little black book with the names and addresses of each and all of his acquaintances.
Where?
Probably still among his personal effects.
Or in the hands of the police.
I covered the murder. Nothing of consequence was found.
Where do I get a hold of you?
Unfortunately, this emporium of libation closes shortly. I shall wend my way back to the office.
Thanks, Rector. I'll be in touch.
Cheers.
How are your nerves?
They're holding up.
Well, I've got an idea. If it works, we may be able to trap Delak's killer, the same person that tried to get you. The only problem is it may get a little sticky.
You know what?
What?
I think you want June to stick her neck out.
Well, that's indelicate, but pretty accurate. I think I know who killed Delak. I'd like to pay that person a call. I want June to go with me.
Do you realize she could get herself killed?
Do you realize I could get killed?
Yes, but you're a man.
Well, that makes sense. You got your glasses?
Yes.
June, do you think you're up to this?
I'll give it a try.
Good.
Pete, I'm going to worry again.
June will be all right.
I'm going to worry about you, too.
But I'm a man.
It's the best kind.
Look, why don't you meet me later at my place? Have Emmett drive you over.
I'll make you some coffee.
Amazing.
What?
The things you can do without a recipe.
Yeah.
Got that story for you, Rector.
Greetings, Mr. Gunn. It ought to be quite a yarn.
Yeah. Couple of twists I thought you might be interested in. The killer thinks the girl can identify him, so he tried to kill her.
Can she identify him?
Not without her glasses. Seems she doesn't see very well without them. Rector? Meet the February girl.
What do you see?
The man who killed Michael Delak.
Doesn't look as though I'll get this story written. I thought I had you solved, Mr. Gunn.
Is that why you sent me to Delak's studio?
Seemed like a good notion.
Almost worked. Why did you kill Delak?
He deserved it.
Did he?
Like I say, Michael had a way with me. He had a way with my wife. Because of him, she left me.
So you tried to forget with a bottle of whiskey, huh?
Many bottles, Mr. Gunn. It was wonderful, the things I was able to forget. I'm sorry you got in my way. That's the trouble with murder. You kill once and you have to keep on killing to protect yourself.
Don't try it, Rector.
Rector! Get out of my way, Mr. Gunn.
It won't work, Rector!
I'm walking out of here. If you try to stop me, I'll kill you.
Where would you go?
I'm glad I shot Delak. You don't know how much my wife meant to me. What would you do, Mr. Gunn, if somebody stole your life?
That's a good question.
Delak stole from me, Mr. Gunn. He stole everything I ever owned. Kill a common thief and the law protects you. What does it do for a guy like me?
Can't win a case with a gun, Rector.
I was never very good at thinking things out. My wife was good at that. I never fought for things. Because most of the time, I guess I was just too scared. Funny. Here I am with this big, beautiful gun in my hand. I'm still scared. Why didn't you shoot me?
Why didn't you shoot me?
Looks like I've solved my drinking problem.
Pete,
Hmm?
I made a snack.
Mm-hmm.
You hungry?
Don't be ridiculous.
Hello? Yes? Don't be ridiculous.
Who's that?
Some man.
What do you want?
He wanted to know what television show we were watching.